In one of the more chaotic builds into a WrestleMania event, the 13th installment during the spring of 1997 finally led to the Phenom, The Undertaker, as the top contender to challenge Psycho Sid for WWF supremacy. Stone Cold Steve Austin has been on a mission to ruin the Hitman Bret Hart's return and tarnish his legacy forever, having cost him opportunities to win the title on several occasions, and is hell-bent on preventing his return to the top as he continues his own ascent to superstardom. After months of back and forth, they've arrived at a point of no return, one vowing to make the other say "I quit" in a submission match. The Nation of Domination has set out to destroy Ahmed Johnson, but he refuses to be vanquished, and joins forces with the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal, to do battle in a Chicago street fight. Being cast aside the WWF title picture, Paul Bearer brings Vader and Mankind onto the tag team stage to challenge the champions, Owen Hart and the British Bulldog, while 4 other teams, the Headbangers, the Godwins, the New Blackjacks, Doug Furnas and Philip LaFon, meet in an elimination match to determine number 1 contenders. The rivalry between Goldust and Hunter Hearst Helmsley has not only been bitter, but has gotten personal, as Goldust's concern for Marlena's safety has his attention diverted, out of fear of Helmsley's bodyguard, Chyna, who's poised to attack at a moment's notice. And the new sensation, and first third-generation star, Rocky Maivia defends the Intercontinental Championship against the Sultan. An explosion at WrestleMania 13, in the heat of Chi-Town. WrestleMania 13 opens with a 4-way elimination match to determine number 1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships. Philip LaFon and Doug Furnas meet the Headbangers, the Godwins, and the New Blackjacks. The match starts with a brawl, until Bradshaw battles Henry O. Godwin and delivers a pump handle slam. Thrasher then battles Phineas, who tags Mosh, leading to a brief Mosh dance, before they tag LaFon. Furnas and LaFon perform suplexes, Hurricane Ranas, and fight outside with the Blackjacks. Bradshaw hits the referee, causing the Blackjacks to be disqualified, while Furnas and LaFon get counted out. The Headbangers and Godwins remain, and Henry slams Phineas onto Thrasher, who struggles in the corner with Henry. The Godwins use double-team tactics against the Headbangers, as Phineas and Thrasher have a confrontation outside. Mosh performs a springboard clothesline and presses Thrasher onto Henry, but he then fails at a moonsault. Phineas tags in and takes control until Thrasher stops a slop drop. A brawl continues until Mosh hits a stage dive to eliminate the Godwins for the win, and become the number 1 contenders. Rocky Maivia defends the Intercontinental Championship on a WrestleMania stage against the Sultan in the second match. It begins with the Sultan hitting a shoulder block, but Maivia quickly responds with punches and clotheslines. After some back and forth, the Sultan pulls him to the floor, leading to a collision with the post. When they return to the ring, the Sultan dominates Rocky with a backbreaker and a diving headbutt, slowing the pace with nerve holds and chinlocks. Though most of the Chicago crowd rallies behind Maivia, many begin heckling the young star with "Rocky sucks" chants, as the Sultan continues to control the match. However, Maivia rallies after a double clothesline, before delivering a dropkick, followed by a belly-to-belly slam, and a float-over DDT. He then hits a flying crossbody, but the Sheik distracts the referee, enabling the Sultan to hit a superkick. He lands a pile driver. But when he attempts a body slam, Maivia counters it into a roll-up for the win and successfully defends his title. During a post-match interview with Jim Ross, the Sultan, along with Bob Backlund and the Iron Sheik, attack Maivia. He is sent back into the ring, where the Sultan performs a flying splash, and the Sheik applies a camel clutch, while the Sultan slaps him. Out of the crowd, Rocky Johnson, Maivia's father, enters and helps him thwart the attack and celebrate the moment in the ring together. Goldust and Hunter Hearst Helmsley continue their months-long feud in the next match. Goldust starts strong in the match with clotheslines, punches, and kicks. He spits at Chyna and kisses Helmsley, before tying him in the ropes to continue the attack. Helmsley takes control by dropping Goldust onto the apron and unzipping his suit. He weakens him with neck breakers, suplexes, knee drops, and a DDT, but Goldust fights back with pin attempts and a bulldog. Goldust attempts to put Helmsley away with a curtain call twice, but is distracted by Chyna threatening Marlena. He saves her, but Helmsley knocks him into her, leading to being caught by Chyna, who ragdolls her, while Helmsley then finishes Goldust with the pedigree to win the match. Afterward, a disconsolate Goldust helps an injured Marlena and carries her backstage for medical assistance. The following contest sees Owen Hart and the British Bulldog defend the WWF Tag Team Championships against Vader and Mankind. Vader attacks Owen with punches, headbutts, slams, and a powerbomb, while Owen tries to fight back with heel kicks, which appear ineffective. The match turns chaotic when Bulldog stops a Vader bomb, leading to a brawl, where Davey suplexes both Mankind and Vader. However, Vader low bridges Bulldog and hits him with an urn. Vader and Mankind proceed to dominate the match with powerful moves until Bulldog manages to slam Vader, while Owen performs a missile dropkick and a flying crossbody, but Vader and Mankind retaliate with heavy strikes. They then assault and taunt Owen in front of his parents, but he makes a comeback with kicks in the belly-to-belly, before tagging Bulldog, who attempts a running power slam on Mankind, but is reversed into a mandible claw. Vader hits Owen, causing chaos, which leads to a double count out. Mankind keeps the claw on Bulldog, and even when Owen tries to intervene, Vader attacks him. Vader eventually pulls Mankind off by the hair and hug each other, while Owen looks concerned for Bulldog. In a no disqualification submission match, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart's bitter rivalry explodes, with UFC legend Ken Shamrock as special guest referee. Austin and the Hitman engage in a fierce fight, starting with Austin throwing a drink at him and attempting a pile driver, which Bret reverses into a backdrop on the concrete steps. They return to the ring where Austin uses the ring steps as a weapon, but Bret turns it around and targets Austin's knee. Austin counters with a stunner before Bret applies a figure 4 around the ring post, then attempts to use a chair and the ring bell, but Austin retrieves it and nails him instead. The match continues with Austin attempting various submissions, but Bret blocks a sharpshooter and the fight moves outside again. Bret becomes extremely aggressive, ramming Austin into the post and steps, causing him to bleed profusely. Austin responds with a low blow and a superplex, but Bret retaliates with a ring bell to the head and applies a sharpshooter. Despite his long struggle and blood dripping, Austin almost breaks free but ultimately loses consciousness, prompting the referee, Shamrock, to stop the match. Bret celebrates briefly before resuming his attack on Austin, ignoring Shamrock's warning until he waistlock suplexes him. After a brief face-off with Shamrock, Bret chooses to leave the ring, flipping off fans, while Austin, refusing help from officials, delivers a stunner to one of them before limping away, as the audience chants his name in appreciation. The Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk, join Ahmed Johnson in his war against Farouk and the Nation of Domination in a Chicago street fight, in the next bout. Both teams brutally attack from the outset, including other members of the Nation's group getting involved. Clarence Mason gets hit as the chaos spills into the aisle. Ahmed performs a somersault dive over the railing onto Crush. Hawk catches a 2x4 after it bounces off the ropes, while Animal tries to pile drive Farouk onto a table, but both fall to the floor. Hawk hits Savio with a trash can and Animal sprays a fire extinguisher. Ahmed slams Farouk onto the French announce table as both teams hit each other with trash cans. The Nation uses a noose to choke Ahmed, but when Hawk intervenes, they use the noose on him. Hawk fights back, pulling Farouk down, and Ahmed retaliates with the noose and executes a spinebuster. The LOD then wins with a Doomsday device, followed by a 2x4 shot on Crush. After the match, the Nation attacks again, until Ahmed hits D'Lo Brown with a Pearl River Plunge, and the LOD and Ahmed performs a double Doomsday device on PG-13. As the Nation retreats, Ahmed's team celebrates. The final match of WrestleMania 13 is for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. The Undertaker challenges champion Psycho Sid for the title. Before the match, former champion Shawn Michaels made an entrance to provide color commentary. Before the match got underway, Bret Hart returned to the ring to remind everyone that he is the one who should be in this position. He chides both The Undertaker and Sid before turning his attention to Michaels at the announce desk, when Sid responds with a powerbomb to Bret, calling him a crybaby, ushering him out, and The Undertaker attacks. Early on, The Undertaker controls the bout with punches, boots, a corner splash, and old school. But Sid slows the pace with multiple bear hugs and a camel clutch. They fight to the floor twice, where Sid drops Taker on the rail and slams him on the Spanish announce table and returns to the rest holds. The Undertaker retaliates with a nerve claw, before both men go down from double big boots. Sid delivers diving axe handles until the Phenom punches back and executes a flying clothesline. He then tries a tombstone, but Sid reverses into one of his own and covers, but Taker kicks out. Then they head to the floor again and Bret Hart returns and nails Sid with a chair. The officials drag Bret away. He then hits Sid with a chokeslam, but only for a 2 count. He misses another jumping clothesline, and Sid attempts a powerbomb, but Bret Hart is back again. As Sid meets him at the ropes, Bret gives him a hot shot, allowing The Undertaker to land a tombstone, to win the WWF title for the second time. It would take an unlikely megastar combination to dethrone the tag team champions, Bulldog and Owen Hart, but despite obvious issues between the two, continued to reign for the following several months. Owen soon took away the Intercontinental title from Rocky Maivia, and used it to insinuate his superiority to the Bulldog. Bret Hart once again defeated his ultimate opponent, this time, rendering him unable to communicate his desire to give up. Because he did not and would not ever do so as their rivalry continued, while Stone Cold Steve Austin proved that even in defeat, your greatest moment could elevate you beyond imagination. Austin refused and proceeded to hound Bret Hart going forward. The Revenge of the Taker. If anyone was more deserving of a crowning moment, the second championship reign of The Undertaker would be one, which defined the current state of the industry, but would enlighten the viewer as to the importance of the champion versus the attraction.